Let's go to the spells. Spells, here's Rune Snag. Pretty explanatory. You want to stave off the early beats, the early spells, and so Rune Snag stops those for 2 mana. If you draw multiples, it's great because each Rune Snag is more powerful than the one before. Here's Bitter Blossom. It's tribal. It's a fairy. It gives you fairies. It's pretty much the best card in this deck. It helps all the other fairies. Mistbind Click gives you can champion the enchantment if you're about to die to the life loss, or you can champion a fairy black fairy rogue token. So it doesn't really it doesn't really make the champion ability of Mistbind Click a big drawback at all. Sign of Una makes the tokens 1/2/2s. Spellstutter Sprite, obviously, it's a fairy, so it makes Spellstutter Sprite better, and it gives fairy tokens. So this card just makes your deck run. You probably want to board them out if you're playing a burn deck, but other than that, this card rocks against all the other decks. Ancestral Vision is your 1-drop. It's your only 1-drop, but you've got enough early threats and early defenses that by the time you draw 3 cards, you're gonna have you're probably in the driver's seat. So this is probably the best 1-drop ever. At least, well, the best 1-drop in Type 2 right now. Okay, I play 2 terrors just in case they get through all your defenses and you can't really race them in the air. You just get rid of them. So this will get rid of Tarmogoyfs, Imperious Perfect, Lord of Atlantis, all those annoying creatures that come down pretty early. And Cryptic Command. Some people play 3 of these, but I think you really want to play 4 because not only does it counter, but I think its most relevant ability, especially in this deck, is you can tap all creatures your opponents control. So you can race pretty much most decks, and just tap their guys, and you're flying in the air. So most of your guys are going to be unblockable. Alright, and the lands, I've got pretty self-explanatory. You want to have a stable mana base, so 4 Underground River, 4 Secluded Glen, 4 River of Tears, swamps, islands, in case you run into Magus of the Moon. Pendlehaven, 1 Pendlehaven since it's legendary, but gives a boost to Spellstutter Sprite and your fairy tokens from Bitter Blossom. But the next 2 lands are really good. They're probably the most underrated part of the deck. Mutavault, 4 Mutavault, and 3 Fairy Conclave. You only want really 3 Fairy Conclave because they come into play tapped and they cost more than Mutavault to activate. And so, but these cards are also fairies. Well, they can turn into fairies, and so even if you get Wrath, or you somehow get Sulfurous Blasted and your whole board is killed, you've got these guys that can stay alive because they can't be killed unless your opponent has. Usually, unless your opponent has instant spells, so they have Wrath. They're protected from Wrath of God and those other and Damnation, those sorcery board clearing spells. So that's fairies. Sideboard totally depends on your metagame, obviously. Right now, I've got 4 Bottle Gnomes, 3 Flash Freeze, 2 Deathmark, 3 Pepper Smoke, and 3 Damnations. Bottle Gnomes are for red decks, obviously, and so is Flash Freeze. Deathmark is against decks like Doran or Elves, Pepper Smoke is against the fairy is against other fairies, and Damnation is against decks like Kithkin. Decks that have a lot of creatures, like Kithkin has 30 creatures. So anyways, this is Faeries. Hope that helps you realize the power of this deck. A little analysis on the cards. And that's it. That's it for this show. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you around.